Hello, and welcome to the launch of the 2023 MSA program. Now, before we kick things off, head over to our link tree or using the QR code or the link below it and sign up for our socials, as well as sign up for the program there as well. Before I give you some more details about what the program looks like this year, let me give you an overview of a situation you might be familiar with. You're looking for a job, but to get a job, you need some experience. But to get experience, you need to find a job. And so the cycle continues on forever with no end. Now, what MSA is here to do, for those who may not know, is we're here to break that cycle. And we do that by providing free technical training to all students who are at a tertiary institution in New Zealand. We also provide soft skills development and also paid summer placements to anyone who successfully completes the program each year. And so our ultimate goal is to help bridge that gap between education and the workplace, and also help students start to build their portfolio of real-world project experience. Over the past few years, 6,000 plus students have taken part in the program, and 450 plus have been provided work placements at various companies such as Datacom, Westpac, Auckland Airport, and EY. 20% of them have received full-time offers after their placements. And just last year, we had 800 plus students go through the program, with more than 30 of them getting placed over the summer. And so this year, the program is split into two streams, software development and data science, and each stream is split into two phases. So phase one goes from Monday, 8th of May to Sunday, the 18th of June, and what that involves is completing a series of Microsoft Learn modules each week. Now, if you don't know what Microsoft Learn is, don't worry, I'll show you very soon. But phase two goes from Monday, 19th of June to Friday, 15th of September. And what that involves is completing an individual project in your stream using your phase one knowledge and any resources that the MSA team provides. In addition, you'll also get to attend development workshops, which can be anything from technical workshops or even workshops on networking, presentation skills, interview preparations that are run by the MSA team, Microsoft employees, or even employees themselves. You'll also get to attend project evaluations. So once you've built out your project, you get to share it with the team and also potentially even employers themselves and showcase what you've built. And once you've successfully completed the project, we'll invite anyone who's done so to employer interviews, and hopefully by then you will have a placement. And so we hope to confirm all our placements by mid-September this year. And so this is our README, and this is the hub for phase one on GitHub. And I'm just going to walk through what is actually involved in phase one. And so as I mentioned, the program this year is split into two streams, software and data, and the expected workload for each stream is 3 to 4 hours per week. And as such, we recommend that you use the README itself to spread out your workload of Microsoft Learn modules instead of trying to cram them all into 1 week, as some of you may have done with your university assignments. And also, phase two will build upon the knowledge that you'd learned in phase one. And the placements themselves will either be in software development or data science, not both. As such, we recommend that you follow one stream and one stream only, just so that A, you have the time to commit to the program and manage all your other commitments as well. And B, you have the chance to gain as much knowledge and skills within one stream so that you can build out your project to the best of your ability and also showcase that to employers and talk to them and help you stand out in front of them as well. So to get started with phase one, just sign up for the program using the link in the README. After that, create a Microsoft account if you don't already have one, and then head over to Microsoft Learn and start completing all the modules. And so the schedule is split into 6 weeks, and each week is split into the two streams just to make it easy for you to keep track of what modules you need to complete each week for phase one. And all the modules that you need to complete for phase one are listed in the collections linked in our README as well. Now I'll show you one of these collections very briefly. And so the collection for software development on Microsoft Learn looks a bit like this. It might look a little bit different for you, but in essence, it'll have all the modules listed out, as well as the amount of progress you've made on each of them. And so as part of the submission requirements for phase one, what we want you to do is take a full page screenshot showing all the modules for that stream, as well as showing that you have actually completed all the modules, because you'll be able to see how much progress you've made in each module. So we want to see 100% on each of them. So for week one, for software development, we will be having you learn about C# and .NET, while for data science, it's more about Visual Studio Code and learning Python. In week two, we'll be getting anyone who's in the software development stream to start doing some front-end development using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React, and Node.js. And for data science, we'll be starting to do some exploratory data analysis using Python, and also learning a bit about AI on Azure. In week three, we've assigned some Microsoft Learn modules on TypeScript, which is a programming language developed by Microsoft. And so you spend a whole week on that. And for data science, we're going to introduce you to machine learning and also get you to start building out some models and starting to train and test them. In week four, it's a bit more TypeScript, but this week is a bit shorter for software development because what we want you to do this week is just take this opportunity to consolidate everything that you've learned over the past few weeks and just practice some of the skills that you've learned so far using any other resources that you find. It can be quite a lot of content, so we just want you to take this opportunity to maybe just go through the past modules or to use any other resources you find to kind of make sure that you've nailed down everything you've learned so far. For data science, we're going to build off what we learned in week three and build out more machine learning models, as well as learning how to evaluate them as well, and also doing some hyperparameter tuning. In week five, for software development, we will be doing some database work, so using T-SQL. And for data science, it's more about evaluating machine learning models using confusion matrices and common metrics such as ROC and AUC. And we'll also get an introduction to Azure Machine Learning. So basically doing everything you've been doing on the data science side for the past few weeks, but all on the cloud this time. And for the final week of phase one, software development will be using things to build out a web API in .NET and also learning some state-of-the-art technologies like Docker, Kubernetes, software testing, and infrastructure. And on data science, we'll be using Power BI to visualize some data and build out some dashboards. Now to submit your completion for phase one, what we want you to do is, of course, complete all the Microsoft Learn modules. And we also want you to download all the key tools that we've outlined. And I'll show you those just after this. And then, as I mentioned, take a full page screenshot of the entire collection to show that you have actually completed all the modules. And then we'll put out a form for you to paste in your any other details that we need as alongside your screenshots. So key tools. So for both streams, software and data, we'll be using Git, Visual Studio Code, and if you're not familiar with command line arguments for Git, then feel free to use a GUI for Git. What we recommend is GitHub Desktop, but feel free to use any one that you prefer. And we recommend that you download these before you go into phase two, just so you have as much time as possible to get familiar with them and just play around with them a little. For software development specifically, we'll be using Node.js, React, Visual Studio, which is another IDE, and .NET. So all the links here are download links where you can go into our README and just click on them and then download each of the tools to make sure that they're working and that you have a play around with them. And for data science, as I mentioned, we'll be using Python and Visual Studio Code, as well as Azure Machine Learning and Power BI. And so all these links are links to downloads where you can download these tools. Some of them you'll be required to download them to complete phase one, and others we highly recommend that you to download them before beginning phase two. And support. So if you have any sort of questions, comments, or concerns at any point throughout the program, you are more than welcome to contact the MSA team. We have multiple ways you can get in touch with us. So our main way is our Discord server, and it's our fastest way of getting in touch with us, probably. And you can also get in touch with us via our Facebook group. And if you have a private question, then feel free to reach out to us directly on Messenger or via email. And so phase one is live right now. So head over to the QR code there or go to the link below, and that'll take you to the README on GitHub, which I just showed you, and you can get started with phase one. Now, we'll provide more details about phase two, including what employees are going to be present for placements and interviews, as well as any other details about the projects or any specific events that are going to happen as part of phase two. We'll share more details about that as they're confirmed over the coming weeks. But for now, I hope you enjoy phase one. And if you have any questions, please reach out to us on the links that I've posted on the README. And for now, happy building. Take care.